Hello, in this video I will be taking you through how to use my Minecraft map blueprint generator and how map art in Minecraft works. The link to this tool is in the description. Now before we start, I need to make one thing clear. This tool does not generate map data files, nor does it generate schematics. Instead, this tool will take images and generate a blueprint that you can follow to create map art by hand. This is especially useful if you are, say, on a multiplayer world where you do not have access to the world files, or you are a rather dedicated builder and want to create one by hand in your own world. If so, then this is the tool for you. Step 1. The image. Scrolling down the site, you will come to the first section. This is where you will upload the image of your choice. First, choose the image that you wish to use from your computer or device. Maps in Minecraft can only display a 128 by 128 pixel image, regardless of zoom level, so images will automatically be resized to fit the little box widthways. Then, you can go to these sliders and adjust the positioning of the image. The first slider changes the horizontal pixel size of the image, and the vertical size will adjust accordingly. The second and third sliders moves the image in the X and Y direction respectively. You can even type the exact values in these boxes if you wish. Each value is in pixels. When resizing the image, it will automatically be smooth or blurred. You can change this so that the image is pixelated when scaled by toggling the Sharp Scaling button here. This option is great to use with pixel art, but feel free to play around with it and see what you prefer. To reset all of the sliders, just hit the Reset button here. Step 2. Conversion. Once you are happy with the image you have chosen, you can then convert it to the Minecraft map colour palette. Player-generated maps can only display a set 153 colours, so the image must be converted so that only those colours are used. The first option is converting with no dithering. This means that each pixel has its colour changed to the closest map colour, and nothing else. This option is best for pixel art. The second option is converting with dithering. This means that there is a kind of fuzzy effect with the pixels to give the illusion of more colours being displayed. This option is best used with photos and other images that don't need pixel perfection. Clicking down here, you can see a couple of examples of each mode in action. Remember that the Sharp Scaling mode from the previous step will change how the converted image will look in this step. Once you are happy with your final converted image, I recommend that you save it. This means that you can revisit it at a later date if you so wish, as uploading an already converted image to the tool and then converting it again will not change it at all if you leave the sliders at their defaults. Down here you can see all of the colours available, just in case any of you budding pixel artists wanted to draw directly using the official colours. I'll come back to this in a minute in the next step. Step 3. Block selection. In Minecraft, there are many blocks that will share a single map colour. This means that you can mix and match which blocks to use to display which colour. The block selector gives you a full list of the blocks available to you, and you can pick and choose which ones you want to use. Map art is pretty big at 128 by 128 pixels, which results in 16,384 individual blocks you will have to place, not including any scaffolding and supports you might build. The block selector lets you take into account what resources and farms you have available to you in your world. On the left, you can see each colour ID name and the 3 shades associated with it. To the right is the list of blocks that display that colour. Click on a block to select it, and you can reset the selections to their defaults with this button here. The defaults are what I consider to be roughly the cheapest, easiest and quickest overall to harvest en masse. But also remember that some blocks, such as sand, water, etc., may need extra blocks to support or encase them, so take that into account for the next step. Also remember that palette from the previous step. It is in the exact same order as the block selector. Step 4. The blueprint. There are two options here. The first option is to render a single column of the map from top to bottom or north to south. You can change which column to render with this number here, between 1 and 128. The second option is to render a section of the map with a specified width and height, which is defaulted to the full 128 by 128. To start, I shall render the first column. Scrolling down, you can see this list of blocks. This tells you exactly what blocks you need and how many of each. This column is the exact number, and this column is the stacks of 64 equivalent of that number. Scrolling down further, you can now see the blueprint. You can scroll up, down, left and right to see it all. You can hold Shift while scrolling over it to scroll horizontally. The blueprint is on a 5x5 block grid. Hovering over a block, you can see some bits of information. The block name and a word, either up, flat or down. And if you hover over the very first block in a column, you will also see Y plus and a number. You can also see these little icons over each block. The green plus is up, and the yellow dot is flat, and the red minus is down. And if you see blocks of water, then over them will be a number. But what does this all mean? This is a lot to take in, so to explain all of this, I will now show you how map colours work. When you place a block in Minecraft, the colour that will appear on the map is determined by one thing. What position is this block relative to the block directly north of it? If the block you placed is above its northerly neighbour, then it will be the up shade. If it is placed on the same level, then it will be the flat shade. If it is placed below, then it will be the down shade. Remember that palette again. The rows in groups of 3 are the shades. Now there are some exceptions to this rule. The first exception is water. For the up shade of water, dig and place a 1 block deep shaft of water. For the flat shade of water, dig and place a 5 block deep shaft of water. You only need to place the water at the top, you don't need to fill it with source blocks. And for the down shade of water, dig and place a 10 block deep shaft of water. The second exception is transparent blocks. These will not show up on a map, nor will they affect the colours of blocks placed south of them. With all that in mind, I will now build a small example. So for this example, I will be using this weird little image that I procured, that I made. So I'll be setting its size to 10 pixels, just because it's a small example. Sharp scaling, I mean it doesn't matter in this particular instance because I've set the size to what the actual size is, but can't be too careful. Convert with no dithering. As you can see, transparent pixels are set to black, to flat black. Leave all the block select thing options as defaults. Now as you build your map, what you'll be doing is rendering a single column, building that column, and going on to the next one, building that one, then the next one, etc. And to see the entire thing, you'd render all of this. As you can see, all the transparent pixels are flat black, and here's my little example here. You would render the entire thing for full map art, but just for this example I will be cropping it like so, and as you can see, if I render the column it'll still crop it to the 10 by 10 area. So this is the example I'll be using. So to start, first you're going to need to get a map, like so, just to fill it out a bit. Make sure it is a 1:1 scale map as well, no zooming out. Then what you're going to want to do is go to the top left corner, the northwest corner. So go here, then we're going to need to find the corner. Grab some wool, or any block really, as long as it's different than the ground you're walking on. So let's try and find this corner. Oh, that was pretty close. There we go. That is right in the corner. So what we're going to do is build around it, like so. So these blocks are just outside the map area, and this is inside the map area. So a good place to build your map is either you got to clear a place, or you could find an ocean and build on top of the ocean because it's flat and vast, or you could build in the sky, build above all the hills and all the bits and bobs are lying around. But if you are going to build in the sky, make sure that it's below 128 blocks from the build limit, because map art can get 128 blocks high at a maximum. So be sure to keep that into account. So once you've cleared your area, then what you're going to want to do is make a sort of a grid, a 5-block grid. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'd carry this on all the way to the 128 block size. But of course, this example is quite small, so I only need a couple. For the sake of example, I'll just build 3 like this. So this will make sure that you don't lose track of where you are. So this is our build area. So for the first column, we have some cobblestone. Let's get rid of those. So let's check. The Y value says Y plus 0, so you can just build it straight there, parallel to the wall. Now, because it's a plus, the first block, it would actually go here. If it was flat, it would go here. But since it's a plus, go one above this. So it's, relative to this block here, relative to this. So that's a plus, so that's up. We have another up, then a flat, then another plus. So remember, if it's a plus, you build 1 block up above the block in front, and if it's a flat, then you build on the same level, and if it's a down, it goes 1 below. So we have plus, plus, flat, down, down, flat, 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 like so. And that would be the first column. Now, if you were using slabs, as long as it's within this block, imagine it was a full block, put it where the full block would be. So it could be on the bottom of the block, it could be on the top. As long as it is inside where a full block would go, then it'll be fine. The next column will be some leaves. So I'll just grab some of these. Again, it doesn't matter what type of leaf it is, as long as it is a leaf. So we'll check the Y value again. It is Y plus 4. So we'll just grab this wool. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 above its original starting place. So the first block is flat. Then it's down. Again, I'm just using any random leaf, it doesn't matter. Another down. So 1, 2, another down, and then 4 flats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a plus. So there are the leaves. The next one, we'll just grab some redstone blocks and some water and some glass. You'll need glass when working with water. So the Y value is Y plus 2. 1, 2. It's a minus, so it will go below this block, like so. And then we get to the first water block. So it is a 1 block deep block of water. So the water source block will go here. So we'll just encase this in glass. Come on. Encase it in glass. And then that's where the water block goes. So if we just look at the map, yep, the water block goes there. Remember to check your map regularly just so you know you're on track, because rebuilding map art because of a mistake can be quite time consuming. Okay, so next is a 5-block deep shaft of water. So it'll go here. Just encase it in glass again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check the map again. Yep, that's worked. So that's 5 blocks deep. Then we have another 1 block deep block of water. So again, encase it. Put it there. Then we have another 5 block deep block of water. So again, it'll go here, so we'll encase it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That goes there. Yeah, that's worked. Then we have 3 10 block deep shafts of water. So what we'll do, they'll 1, 2, 3. So the source blocks will go here. Just encase them. Again, remember, glass does not affect the colours of blocks. They're completely transparent to the map. So we'll just encase these. So that's 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there we go, 10 block deep shafts of water. And then we have a couple 1 block deep, so we'll just build those. And there we go, that's how you do water. And yeah, that column is done too. Now for the sake of example, I'm just going to repeat the first column again, so I'm just going to grab this cobblestone. So we'll copy this exactly. So first block will go here. And then we'll go on top, like so. And again, and down. Now when you get to the glass, of course, just build into the glass as if it wasn't there, like so. So I would recommend getting a silk touch pickaxe or such when working with glass blocks. Now for the sake of example again, I will be repeating this column again, except I will be using snow layers and carpets and sand. So with these blocks, they need to be supported, otherwise they will just, fall or be destroyed. So if you were to put sand here, just fall down. So you'd need to support something like sand. So again, repeating this column, you'd have to support it first, like so, and then you'd put the sand there, like so. And again, if you were to use carpets or snow layer, again, you'd need to support it with dirt or scaffolding or whatever you choose, and then you'd put the snow layer on top, like so. Now remember, your scaffolding will be below the actual block. So this snow layer, it's basically in this block space, on the same level as these. It's in this block space, but of course, because it's a smaller block, it'll look, smaller. You'd think that the colour might differ because it's a shorter block, but no, it's essentially treated as a full block in this space. And again, for the sake of example, I'll just use a different colour orange wool, and then with carpet, again, stick it on top of scaffolding or dirt or whatever. So this cobble, this sand, this snow layer, this carpet are all on the same layer. Now there are a couple things that you'll have to watch out for. The first being ice and glowstone. Now glowstone is a pretty expensive material when building maps. There are better blocks for it. But in case you were using glowing blocks or torches or anything like that and you were building with ice, then, well, the ice will melt and it'll ruin your map art. So keep that in mind when building. It'll be best to use something like packed ice for something like that, although normal ice is the cheapest. If you are going to be placing torches to prevent monsters spawning or you're building with glowstone, then keep that in mind. Another thing you'll have to look out for happens to be the entirety of the TNT colour, which is fire, lava, redstone and TNT. All of these producing the same colour. Now of course fire will spread to any flammable block, so be careful when building with that. Although, redstone is the best block to use out of all of these. With lava, again, it will set fire to things, it will spread, so be careful with that as well. And if you are building with TNT for whatever reason, don't place it near redstone. So when building with the red colour, use redstone blocks is just the best option. Now, I did stray from the example image just a bit to show some quirks of the building process, but as you can see, if you follow the blueprint correctly, then your image will be perfectly copied onto the map. And that's the tutorial done. If you find any mistakes, bugs, or want to make a suggestion, then tweet me at the upgrade zone or leave a comment on this video. Now, I am just one person, so I will try my best to take note on suggestions and improve the tool to the best of my ability. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.